uh, working these charts, please consider a level 3 membership. $14.99, you get 8 hours worth of videos to teach you how to look for price targets, support, resistance, how to use a fib, bullish and bearish divergence, bullish and bearish chart patterns. Everything is in there for 15 bucks. All right, so please consider checking it out, especially with a bull run coming. Not financial advice, guys, but you want to know where to sell. You want to know where you're running into resistance, where you want to know where to buy, all that stuff. Okay, so for 15 bucks, it's well worth it. All right, you can see a W pattern forming on this thing, plain as day. All right, if you take it right from here, you got your 1, 2, 3, and this thing should at least come back up to the beginning of this W. All right, beautiful W pattern, which is bullish. All right, I would be watching. You got Bitcoin on a breakout here. This thing is up. I just did a Bitcoin video a little bit ago. I said any break. Look at this thing. It's up $1,000 now. It's really starting to run. All right, right through here. If we pull in on a 4-hour. It looks like a mess here, but it's not once you zoom in here. All right. Right here, that 43,600 ended up poking above that. All right, you can see it breaking resistance right here. All right, that blue line was overhead resistance. It busted through that 43.6. It had to break that area. Okay, now it punched a hole in it. Support and resistance are areas, if you beat on them too many times, they eventually break. Okay, whether it's support or it's resistance. If you hit this so many times, eventually you're going to bust through it. Or if it's support, you bounce on it so many times, every time you hit it, you're making it weaker. You know what I mean? Picture these as brick walls or floors. Okay, the more you hit them, or whatever, the more they're going to break. Okay, so it's poked a hole up through that 43.6, which was a major area there for that thing to break. Now let's go back to Shib here and see, because obviously Bitcoin moving has a lot to do with the whole market here. Okay, now, all right, let's take a look at some areas here. You can see a resistance area here. Right on the 1 hour here. All right, it's starting to poke its head up through there. Okay, you can see that right there. That was overhead resistance here. All right, so you can see Shib is trying to bust up through that right now. All right, and it's holding very good support right up through here. All right, I don't cover this a whole lot, but I'm just pointing out some stuff here. It's coming to a head. Okay, you can see this thing winding up in here. Now, what's the RSIs look like? Okay, let's take a look here. Let's take the 4-hour is bullish at a 70 and a 62. The 8-hour just turned up a 30 and a 14. You got your 12-hour just turning back up, oversold, and you got your daily oversold at the bottom. All right, so I'd be looking for a move up out of this thing. It looks like. Let's take a look here. Let's open this chart up. All right, I would say any break of the 1100, 1, 2, 3, 4, what is that, 4 zeros, 1100, that would be your resistance area right there. And then you got a resistance area right there in the 12. Let's look at the daily here, get a little bit better idea. All right, I can show you right here. You have a resistance area right there. You have a support area right through here. Let's mark it right there on the daily. Now let's mark just a couple more. Got one there. Okay, so you can see them plain as day through here. Any break of that 1100, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, 1100. This thing is definitely going to go higher here. Now, if we take and put this is on the daily, let's put a Fibonacci on this. All right, that 702 is right up there about 1124. All right, you want to break through that. Okay, then this thing has a shot at going higher. Then you got that last resistance. This ended up being a touch back here. Where was that? Let's move this up. Right up here. That would be a major breakout in any area, but any break of this right there, then 1130, that's about the 702. Okay, then this thing could really start moving. All right, you got very good support down here at 1045 and 1066. Very good support areas, but you want to see it break that 1100 And then that's that 702 Fibonacci up at about 1130. That was this high right here. If it takes that out, this thing's got a real shot at heading higher. So Shib is looking like it wants to move up here for sure. All right, all the RSIs are reset. Where's our weekly and our monthly? Our weekly is 99.6, still bullish, 99.6, 99.6, and the monthly is just starting up at 47 and 23. All right, so Shib could have a pretty decent run up here. This thing, it's definitely looking good, especially if Bitcoin breaks. All right, so keep an eye on those levels, guys. Overall, this thing is looking good. Looks like it wants to head up. Have a great day, everybody.